So you just started out with freelance and it's time to get your first project. Here's how. Going from zero to your first project is much harder than going from your first project to your first 20 projects. It's the time where you establish who you are as a freelancer and what you do. Selecting your freelance career is one of the first parts of becoming a successful freelancer and getting your first project. In order to do this, you really have to dive deep into what you want to do as a freelancer. And you can try a bunch of different ones, but sticking to one is a really good way of starting. By sticking to one freelance career from the beginning, you can really develop your skills. Even though you might think sticking to one freelance career is risky, trust me, as time goes on, you're going to develop a whole wide range of new skills and new things that you can do for clients. I've been doing freelance for over 20 years now, and although I started as a graphic designer, I've jumped into copywriting, website development, digital marketing, and a wide range of different services for clients. When you're selecting your freelance niche, it's important to see where you are in the timeline of a project. So, for instance, if you want to be a copywriter and your client is looking for a website design and development, where do you fit along that process? Typically, with a website project, you're going to, like a copywriter will fit somewhere in the beginning, somewhere after the sitemap is completed or helping with the sitemap. So, you're doing the structure of the site. You're also filling in all the content during the wireframe phase. So, as a copywriter, you're going to be an integral part of the start of a website. So that could be a potential project for you. And also look at the people around you in the timeline. Who do you report to as a copywriter? You're probably going to talk to marketing directors and people that are setting up all of the internal structure to support a project. You're just going to be one piece along that project timeline. So figure out where you are and who's around you. The people that are around you in the timeline are your clients. So those are the people that you want to reach out to. So if you're a graphic designer, on one side, you're going to have a copywriter that's going to be sending you copy. And on the other side, you might have a developer who's developing all of the pieces that go online. So figure out where you are in the timeline and find those people around you and start talking to those. Those are the people that you want to connect with. When getting your first project, it's really important to make sure that you can prove the work to the client that you're going for, and you're also a really low risk option. Clients want to make sure that they're not wasting time, and because that's money for them, and you're also making sure that you're going for the clients that could potentially have the highest conversion rate. Pitching to everybody doesn't work. So you really need to focus on who your clients are. And then going back to that timeline strategy that I told you about, look at the people that are around you. Those are the people that are going to be your clients. Find out who they're working for too, and those are your clients as well. Each project requires a bunch of different steps and a bunch of different people. Typically, one freelancer doesn't do the whole thing unless they're very experienced, unless they can go from beginning to end. But if you're just looking for your first project, you're going to be a piece in the puzzle. You just need to find out all of the other puzzle pieces that connect to you. And those are the people around you that will either take the work that you're doing and apply it to the design or the development. Those are the people that you really need to reach out to. So just do that daily, 20 to 40 times a day, reaching out to those people. And there's thousands upon thousands of people in LinkedIn. Which brings me to the next point. It's not about the platform. There's tons of different platforms. There's Fiverr, there's Upwork, there's LinkedIn, there's your website, there's Instagram, there's TikTok, there's a million different social media platforms, and you can be wildly successful by just using one of them. You don't have to be on every single one of them. Over time, I suggest building into most of the freelance platforms out there so you have a presence pretty much everywhere. But at the beginning, if you just focus on LinkedIn, that's great. If you just focus on Fiverr, that's great as well. Fiverr is a little bit more of an inbound heavy platform. So you just post your projects there and then people may come to you, and it can be a little bit slow to get going. Same thing with Upwork. Upwork is a fantastic freelance platform. The only problem is that, you have to apply for it You have to build up a big portfolio and profile. And there's a lot of pieces that go into being successful on that platform. So getting your first project is quite difficult on Upwork. It's not a just jump in and start. LinkedIn is a fantastic one for just jumping in and starting, because people openly post projects that they need done in their comments. So, you're going to, by looking through and using the search. So if I'm on LinkedIn and I want to be a freelance copywriter, a freelance virtual assistant, I'm going to go to the search and I'm going to type in the job that I want, like freelance designer, freelance virtual assistant. And then I'm going to look through the post results and see all of the people posting that they need this help. These are the people that you want to reach out to. And that's a really easy way to get started with your first project. I'm Scott Lusko. This has been the Freelance Shortcut. I'm here for you for any questions that you might have at www.creatively.com.